two heads fuse to form one muscle. So biceps femoris, other is the semi-tendinosus, and third is semi-membranosus. Two are situated on the lateral side and one is situated on the medial side. Okay. Again, this big toe is always on the medial side. Little toe is always on the lateral side. We should not forget this point. Okay. So if that is right, so which is this side? Middle.
Medial.
Medial. And which is this side?
Lateral.
Lateral. Okay. And laterally we are having this muscle, biceps. Okay. And medially you are having, medially there are two muscles, semi-membranosus and semi-tendinosus. And laterally the two muscles fuse to form one muscle, the biceps femoris, the long head and short head. Long head coming from top from the ischial tuberosity, and short head is coming from the lower down from the femur. Okay. So both unite, form one muscle, and they are inserted on the lateral side at the head of the fibula. Yeah, at the head of the fibula. On the head of the fibula. While these muscles, semi-membranosus, are inserted on the medial surface of the medial condyle of the tibia. The medial bone is tibia, lateral bone is fibula. Okay. In doing so, they cross the knee joint, isn't it? They cross the knee joint because tibia and fibula are present below the knee joint. Any muscle which crosses a joint will act on that joint. Action will be on this joint. Similarly, if you see at the top, the long head of the biceps is arising from ischial tuberosity, which is part of hip bone. So hip bone is above the hip joint, isn't it? So this muscle is crossing two joints. Above it is crossing hip joint, and below it is crossing knee joint. So it will have action on the hip joint as well as action on the knee joint. Okay. So what will be the action on hip joint? Extension. All the muscles on the back will be extension or flexion. See, there is problem in the upper limb and lower limb. If you stand in anatomical position, see, this is the flexor surface or anterior surface. This is the flexor surface, arm and forearm. Flexor surface here of the hand, no problem. Anteriorly, all the three regions, arm, forearm and hand, are having flexor surfaces. Posteriorly, all the three regions, the arm, forearm and hand are having extension. But that is not the case with the lower limb. In upper limb, the thumb is lateral. In lower limb, the big toe is big toe is not lateral. It is medial. So it means the lower limb has rotated like this during embryological development. Okay? Like this. Whatever was lateral has come to medial. So that means the compartments which were anterior are now shifted on the posterior, and whatever was anterior was shifted posterior, whatever was posterior was shifted anterior because of this rotation. So here in the arm, this is flexor compartment. Here anteriorly in the thigh it will be extensor. Flexor will go at the thigh. Similarly in the leg, anteriorly the compartment will be extensor, posteriorly flexor. Similarly foot, anteriorly compartment, region dorsal or extensor surface, below is the palm or posterior surface. So things are changed because of this embryological rotation. So these muscles at the back, the hamstring muscles at the back of the arm are extensor. Yes. But muscles of the back of the thigh are flex. Okay. But you see, flexion of which joint? Upper or lower?
No, but here
just one. flexion of which joint?
Lower.
This joint and this joint.
Lower.
Here,
Lower.
this, lower.
And for hip
Extension.
extension. Very good. That is the hip. Extension. Because for hip we flex it anteriorly. When we carry the femur anteriorly while we are walking, this is flexion here.
Yes.
When we carry it posteriorly, extension. So this same biceps is extensor for the hip joint and flexion and flexor for the
Knee joint.
got it? Now same way the semitendinosus and semimembranosus are also arising from the bone, tuberosity and ramus of the pelvis, isn't it? So they are crossing the hip joint.
Yes.
So they will also be
As the same.
extensor of the hip joint and flexor of the. Identification is simple. Just identify the big toe side and little toe side. So this is little toe, so this is lateral side. This is big toe, so this is medial side. Here you have got two semi muscles, semitendinosus and semimembranosus. Here you have got
Biceps femoris.
two muscles united to make one, the biceps femoris. So no problem. Only three muscles in total. Now you know their action as well.
This muscle.
Medial
Is
side.
it clear?
This is
Very much clear.
tendon.
Yeah, very much clear. Okay.
Extension of the hip joint and flexion of the knee joint. In the middle. Antoine.
So in adductor compartment you are having 5 muscles. 3 are main adductors, adductor longus, behind that adductor brevis, behind that adductor magnus. One after other. Okay. So if you pass like this from front to back, first adductor will be adductor longus, this one. Behind that will be adductor brevis, okay? And at the end will be adductor magnus. So here everything is jumbled. Longus, brevis, and this is magnus. Adductor longus, okay. This is the artery. Adductor longus, then brevis is students have damaged it. Brevis, this is longus. 3 muscles. Okay. The other muscles are when you go from before backwards, longus, brevis, magnus. But when you go from medial side to the lateral side like this, the first muscle which comes is gracilis. Okay? So you have gracilis is this one. This is gracilis. Okay? And another muscle which is coming from the pecten of the pubis is pectineus. So these are 5 muscles. 3 are adductors, longus, brevis, magnus. 4th is gracilis. 5th is pectineus, which comes from the pecten of the pubis. Very short muscle. 5 muscles. Got it?
Yes.
And their action is to pull
Adductor.
adductor, to pull the femur medial, adduction.
Anterior from the
Anterior is very simple. Very simple. The quadriceps, muscle with 4 heads. Right. One is in the center and runs straight. The term for straight is rectus. Rectus means straight. So this is rectus femoris. In Latin, the term for thigh is femur. Femur. Okay. If artery in the thigh, you will call it femoral artery. Vein in the thigh, you will cut femoral vein. Nerve in the thigh, you will cut femoral nerve. A muscle sitting straight in the thigh, you will call it as rectus femoris. This is your rectus femoris. Means in simple English, it is a straight muscle of the thigh. Isn't it?
Yes.
Rectus femoris, and then below that you have got three more muscle which unite with the tendon of the rectus femoris. 1, 2, and third is below the rectus. Okay. To start with, they are separate, but below all the three merge to form one big tendon. These are known as vasti. The muscle on the medial side is vastus medialis, this one. Muscle on the lateral side here is vastus lateralis. Okay. And muscle in between is vastus intermedius. So vastus medialis, vastus lateralis, vastus intermedius, pilus rectus femoris, all the four unite to form tendon known as quadriceps tendon. Quadri means four, sep means head. 4 heads. How 4 heads? 1 rectus and 3 vasti. 1 plus 3, 4. So quadriceps tendon is attached on a bone known as patella, and this tendon further continues all the way down to be attached on the tibial tuberosity. This portion of the tendon is known as ligamentum patelli. Ligamentum patelli. Right? Remaining muscles in the anterior compartment are a very long muscle, the longest muscle in the body. This is known as sartorius. Okay? Coming from anterior superior iliac spine and goes to tibia. Okay? And other muscle is here. Can you see this muscle? Yes. Okay. Which is inserted into fascia lata or deep fascia of the thigh. This is known as tensor fasciae lati. Tensor fasciae lati. It means it pulls the fascia lata or deep fascia. That's why the deep fascia of the thigh becomes very thick and tough. You see? Very tough like this. Okay? So all the muscles of the front of the thigh are 4 muscles here, the rectus femoris, 3 vasti lateralis, vastus intermedius lateralis, sartorius and tensor fascia. Actions will be, this is arising, tensor fascia lata is arising from anterior superior iliac spine, going to femur. It is crossing the hip joint anteriorly, so it will cause flexion of the hip joint. Quadriceps, for the rectus part of the quadriceps is again arising from the hip bone, from the anterior border of the ilium, and it is inserted through patella to tibial tuberosity. So it is crossing the hip joint as well as it is crossing the knee joint. For hip joint it will be doing flexion, very good, and for extension, very good. For all the 3 vasti, they are arising from the femur, and after attaching here, cross the knee joint and attach through the ligamentum tuberosity. So they will be acting on the knee joint only. So their action will be extension. Sartorius crosses the thigh obliquely. Can you see? Rectus is straight. This is crossing obliquely, going on the medial side, crossing the knee medially. Okay, and here it is crossing the hip joint. So it will simultaneously flex the hip as well as flex the knee. Okay, so acquire a cross leg position. Like a tailor master sits with cross leg like this, isn't it? So flexing the hip and bending or flexing the knee as well, like this. So it is sartorius is acting on both. external rotation. Yeah, not external.
Medial rotation.
Flexion and little bit medial rotation. Question they simplified.
Femoral nerve.
So in the thigh, how many compartments?
3.
Three.
Flexor,
Extensor.
medial adductor,
The adductor.
and posterior is flexor,
Flexor.
anterior is extensor. The nerve of the anterior compartment is
Femoral
nerve.
nerve.
Femoral nerve. Nerve of the medial compartment is medial compartment. Obturator.
Obturator nerve.
And nerve of the posterior compartment is
Sciatic nerve.
so the muscles will be supplied by corresponding nerve. So nerve supply of the sartorius will be
Femoral nerve.
from femoral nerve. Nerve supply of the rectus
Femoral-
femoris,
femoral
vastus
nerve.
lateralis,
Anterior.
vastus intermedius, and vastus medialis will be
Femoral nerve.
again femoral nerve. Okay. The nerve supply of the
Three adductor.
three adductors will be
Obturator nerve.
right? But adductor magnus muscle is situated between
Sciatic.
adductor compartment anteriorly and the posterior or flexor compartment posteriorly.
Restoring the muscle.
So it will get its nerve supply from both the compartments. So although it is adductor, it will be supplied by, of course, by the obturator, but posteriorly it will be supplied by the part of the sciatic nerve. I believe it's tibia.
Tibia.
Yeah. So it's a double nerve supply. Okay. There are two muscles with double nerve supply. One is adductor magnus, very big muscle. Other is this small pectineus. This is also having double nerve supply. It is supplied by to which compartment it belongs? Adductor compartment. So it is supplied by obturator as well as it is also supplied by the femur. That is the difference. So nerve supply is very simple. All the posteriorly located muscles are supplied by the branches of the sciatic nerve. Okay. Any muscle which is lateral will be supplied by the common peroneal, common fibular, medial by the Susmage. And this is sausager. Both of these unite to form iliopsoas tendon, which will be attached on the lesser trochanter of the femur. Are they crossing the hip joint anteriorly or posteriorly? Anteriorly. So what will be the action? Flexion. Very good. Flexion. They are very strong.
Where is this
flexion.
sauce major?
Sauce major is this one. A robust, thick band. It arises from the lumbar vertebrae there. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yes, yes.
And then when it reaches in the pelvis, its fibers unite with the fibers of the iliacus. Okay. And then they pass below the inguinal ligament. Okay. To form iliopsoas tendon, which combinedly gets inserted in the lesser trochanter of femur. So these are flexors, and sauce will be supplied segmentally by the branches of the lumbar plexus.